I dug way back on his Facebook too. He had the same Facebook since 2008, and you bet your ass I scrolled too. I went, and the thing was, like, the crazy stuff he says about love and relationships and empathy, he like said it 10 years ago too. So like, I found those posts and I'm like, dang, he really is like the same. I don't know. And then I was like, I don't understand how some girl would just like get rid of you. Like, you're such a catch. And he's like, okay, what about you? And I'm like, touche. You're right. You're right. I'm a little bit crazy though. He says I'm not, but I am. It's just good. Like, I wish I could bottle up all the shit he tells me so he could tell it to y'all. Because there's so much stuff that he tells me. Like, today we're talking for hours as I was driving home about, like, the shit that I've been through. And he's like, this is making you depressed. And he was like, you don't want to realize it, but it is making you depressed. It's stealing your creativity. It's stealing your joy. It's making you procrastinate on stuff that doesn't even matter because it's consuming you. And, like, you're like, feel like you're in this fight or flight mode right now and you can't get out of it because it's not done. You can't say all the things you want to say on social media because you're in this shit with him and everything gets held against you. You're constantly asking yourself, like, why this happened, and you're never going to get an answer to that. And he was like, I don't know. He just, all the stuff he says, I wish that I could like bottle it up and give it to y'all, because there's so much stuff that I feel like so many of y'all, if you heard it from like a man's perspective, I don't know, maybe I'll share some of his text messages because he writes me like really long text messages too. I just feel like it would be so good for you to hear it from like a guy's perspective, if that makes sense. You know, you wonder, like, do guys think like this? And they do. Some of them really do. And it also makes you think, like, those guys that you're with that aren't like happy and jovial and all that stuff, if like that's your vibe and that's what you're looking for and you're with somebody that's not like that, then go find someone else, because they really do make them like that. And I didn't think they did either. Trust me. And like, there's things we don't see eye to eye on. Like, he does not eat junk food at all. He doesn't eat, and obviously I'm fucking half diabetic right now, but he just makes you like want to be better. I told him I never have dated somebody that I felt like made me want to be a better person. You know, like the last person I was dating, I was like, he's like, you make me want to be so much better and blah, blah, blah. And you make me want to be a good human. Like, I shouldn't be the one that makes you want to be a good human. You should just want to, like, no shade. But also, like, there's got to be something in the relationship for me too, you know? And like, if the only thing I can think of that we have in common is we both like Crunch Berry cereal, like, that shit ain't gonna work. So it is different. So just pray for God's protection and for this to pan out. And it's been a couple months and I feel like so far I'm pretty freaking happy. I cried my eyeballs out when he had to go to work. It was so sad. And I know he was so sad too, I could tell. And you don't want to say anything because he's like a grown-ass man. And I'm like, he's really freaking sad right now. I could tell. So it's good. But among all else, like, he said the other day he was looking up if 15-year-olds, like, about basically like if 15-year-olds could like still be impacted by positive parenting from people that weren't their parents, you know? Because like for me, it's really important that I'm scared that Whoopi's getting so old that he's never going to have that connection with a man, because he's never had that with his dad. Like, they never like throw the ball in the backyard. They've never done anything except for stuff Ben likes to do, like hunting or whatever. And so I was like worried that he may never have that kind of connection or that kind of like, I don't know how you explain it. You know